minutes. So there should only be a minute left, hopefully. It looks like we're just gonna be problem. The wildlife is gonna absolutely hate me as I leak radiator juices all over the place, or as the correct term is coolant. But radiator juices just sounds funny, doesn't it? Like it's such a generic sounding term for somebody who can't think of the word coolant, which is exactly what happened. But I was just having a little bit of a brain fart right there, and I couldn't think of the word coolant. But you know what? I'm gonna say radiator juices more often because that's a fun word. Uh-oh. Might have a little bit of concern about overheating here if we gotta do a lot of climbing. I don't know, we only got 3 checkpoints left though, so how much climbing could we possibly do? Not much, because that's it. We're good. Perfect, alright. We just got one more checkpoint and we're done, and it's at a house. Oh goodness, it's not steering and it wants to flip! That was weird. What if we wrecked right there? That would have sucked. Alright, let's wreck it here though. Come on, up, up, yep. And got the checkpoint. I'm home. My car's upside down, but I'm home. So that's under 5 minutes.
My car's home. Where's it upside down when I'm home? Alright. We got 2 people in the stream so far. And check to see my mouse actually works. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna get Windows 10 set up going here. Take this fan away so I don't get too much wind noise. I don't have a product key because I have a digital certificate for Windows 10 Pro for the system, so. Okay, gotta delete the old Linux partitions off this thing and get rid of the 4 gig swap. And then we can go ahead and install Windows. Alright, that was pretty painless. At first I didn't boot the setup, I'm not sure why, but it seems to be fine now, and it keeps constantly checking the floppy drive. That's interesting. What operating system did it originally ship with? Well, if I turn on my flashlight here, it shipped with everybody's favorite operating system. Haha. Anyway. It shipped with Windows Vista Business 64-bit when it was new. Either that or it came with Ultimate, which I did the Ultimate part because usually you had to buy the Ultimate licenses separately. Oh, Vista on this thing was fast. Like, this thing is a very fast Windows Vista computer, but just for the sake of security and software concerns, I'm running Windows 10 Pro because that's what it has licensed on it right at the second, because I did the free Windows 10 upgrade in the fall of 2015 when the November update came out. I think it was the 15.11 update. And I installed Windows 10 then because it was much better, and that's when I had my upgrade come in. And I upgraded this from Windows 7 Pro over to Windows 10 Pro, and surprisingly I actually had a pretty smooth experience going over. I have to admit, it wasn't all that bad. It could have been better, especially the performance, but it wasn't bad. I have to admit, it was not bad at all. But I'll take Windows 10 over Windows 7, at least on a daily driver, any day of the week at this point in time, because Windows 10's gotten that good. I wouldn't deny having Windows 7, it's just Windows 7 is just kind of showing its age, especially in the update department. Oh my god, I hate having to install so many updates at one time. I just like having the one. This computer, the sticker says Windows XP compatible with Vista. Well, this one in particular just has a Windows Vista sticker on it, but I believe it could have been ordered with Windows XP. I don't remember what spec that had, but yes, there were xw6600 you could order with Windows XP Professional. But this one was made in 2008, so it only had Vista Business as an option. And eventually it did get Windows 7 support as well, which is nice. And it has just taken off on installing. Look at that thing go. Haven't even been here, but what, like not even 5 minutes, and this thing's just taken off on installing. Windows 7 would have still been copying quite a while. But then again, we're talking about a USB 2.0 flash drive and a mechanical hard drive here, so that's what really impresses me. So, Windows 7 is good for one thing, and schools using domain controller. Windows 10, forget it. Well, most of the time anyway, schools are switching to either using Chromebooks or they've used just group policy in Windows 10 and Windows Server 2012 R2 and above and so on and so forth. They just use group policies nowadays. At least our school used just group policy settings and all that sort of stuff. And it was all fed through a Windows 2012 R2 based server. So otherwise they just use Chromebooks and they just use Google admin for that sort of stuff. Well, sheesh, it's not even 6 minutes and this thing's just about ready to restart here, so that's crazy. Huh. Weird. I mean, I never directly controlled the group policies themselves or the domain or whatever, but I did image systems, so it's about as much as I can really say, though. Alright, any second now, we should have a restart now button come up. Turn this fan down a notch. There you go. And then we'll let her reboot here. I still love this system. Best $100 I ever spent on a computer. It's one of my favorite systems of all time, the xw6600. It's still a great system. I love it. I'm probably never going to get rid of this thing. This thing's just an awesome system. Okay, don't need a boot from USB once again, so we'll let that dismiss, and boom, there we go. It's already taken off, it's starting up. Holy, this thing just goes. For being a 2008 system, man, this thing just takes off. Anywho, so we'll let that set up here. We're gonna go get Steven's favorite thing, and that is, of course, we all know what that is. Mountain Dew. In the meantime, we gotta pick on the cat. Hi, Precious. No. Dorky cat. Ow. 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 What are you doing, Dork? Ow. Precious. Ow. Ow. And then up she goes. And stretch. And then into the bathroom, maybe. Guess not. School is HP Compacts. Don't know which model number. It has a Core i3-2100, runs Windows 10. Originally had Windows 7. Gotcha. I think we had something similar to that at our school. I'm not sure. Darla. 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 Anywho. Oh. Got all the box fans on today. Probably turn that back on here. Oldie air conditioner still works like a beast. Speaking of air conditioners, I gotta put my air conditioner in my window. I haven't even done that yet. Because I can't put it in this window here where the box fan is. It's too small, and I'd have to take the screen out, which on this windowsill is a pain in the ass. So I'll have to put my window in here at some point. Look at that, it's already done installing drivers and it's on the getting ready screen. Windows setup on this thing will be done like 15 minutes flat. Probably not, probably a little sooner. But still, that's just crazy. This thing is just a monster from 2008. There's cheaper air conditioners. Well, I already have one, so that's about as cheap as it gets. It's called a hand-me-down. Can't beat cheap. Called free. So, but no, I don't think I'd be able to fit it in this window for one thing, just because of that stupid windowsill, being that it's the way that it is. but I think it's got like some screws in it. You have to like, it's meant for emergencies. So yeah, so I'll just find some way to fabricate something with the foam pieces we have and then shove it in this window and then have to run an extension cord over to the other outlets, so that'll be fun. Oh goodness, I gotta sit down. Oh my goodness, my front camera is always smudged. I guess it's because I actually use my phone as a phone. I don't know. Still says getting ready, so it's gonna be a bit. Oh, here goes the floppy drive. And restarting, yay! Guess I'll join that. No, I'm just like dying in this room. It's really hot in here right now. Alright, there's my HP logo. Okay. I think for now, I'm going to switch this back around here. Let's blast that fan there. I suppose I'll probably turn the sound up here. That lovely Cortana setup that we all know and love. /S. I'll take Mountain Dew setup over that. Especially considering the fact this has no microphone. Because I never hooked one up. Haha. So I'm clever. This always takes longer than just a moment. Always does. I should probably just turn that this way. Our drive light is on full time, which we can go and take that out. And there we are. The lovely Cortana setup that everybody loves.
I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help. A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen.
I like how they emphasize little microphone.
If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to turn on narrator.
Oh.
Okay, enough intro.
I like how the voice has like 3 different pitches and 3 different types of like voice sequences. Because that makes sense. Okay, Cortana, you can really go be quiet. So I don't need Cortana during my setup process. Cortana, you sound like an Android. It sounds like an Android in at least one of those sections of the setup. And of course this is connected via Ethernet, so I don't have to worry about Wi-Fi. Not like there's Wi-Fi on the system anyway, it doesn't even have a Wi-Fi card in it. Now let's see what's new from Windows. Oh man, I bet you that's important. Ha ha. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Alright, this is a personal use computer. And give me just one moment, I gotta put in my Microsoft account, so 1 second here. Okay. Yes, I will create a pin. That is fine. Keeps checking the floppy drive. That's really annoying. I'm going to do that later. I'm not even going to do it because I don't want to link my phone with my computer. Especially not one that's not my main computer. I don't have a microphone hooked up, so no Cortana right now. I don't care for speech recognition. Sure, find my device. Actually, no, I can turn that off. Turn off that. Turn off this. Turn off this. Turn off that. I leave location on because I actually use weather. So I need to have location on. And then...
Voice mode on. Voice mode on.
Bonzi Buddy pops out. Oh, God. Now that would be a fun surprise. And what do you know? Within like 16 minutes, we're already signing in. That's just... This thing is just crazy from 2008. It's an absolute beast of a computer. It really is. I mean, the video card kind of sucks by today's standards, but man, those CPUs and everything else, it just holds its own. Just a beast of a system. Alright. I have to remember what video card is in the system. I think it's like a Quadro FX 580, I think it is. Not to confuse it with the Quadro FX 5800, but I don't remember if it was the 580 or if it was the 5800. I think it's the 580. Wow, I am late. Not really. You didn't really miss out on much. You only really missed Windows 10 setup. What CPU does it have? Well, this actually has two CPUs, of course, since this is a workstation. It's a dual processor computer. They're Xeon E5450s running at 3 gigahertz physically, which requires you to have to run Windows 10 Pro or Windows 7 Pro or whatever have you, because you have to have the Pro version of Windows in order to run a physically multi-processor system. I mean, if you have a multi-core CPU, you can run Windows 10 Home just fine. Look at that. Already done. Already done. Normally that screen takes forever on most systems, but this one just flies through it. So, look at that. Already done. This thing's just hauling. I don't even think this thing has a really fast hard drive in it to begin with. I think it's got like an old Power Mac G5 hard drive in it or something. If I had to guess. From like 2005. Maybe early 2006. But anyway, excuse the wind noise, but there you go. There's the specifications. Cortana, I turned you off. I don't care. In fact, you can turn the people button off, and we can turn Cortana into just the Cortana icon. And there we go. Okay. And there's my wallpaper from my main system over there. And then we can go into a Windows Update here and have it do its thing, because it needs to be run. And we are activated, because I did use my Microsoft account. So it is linked. So we're all legitimate. Of course, it would have worked anyway, because it has a digital certificate for Windows 10 Pro. And I was right, it is a FX 580 on the video card side of things. Eventually, I plan on getting a better video card for this system anyway, just because this used to have my 1050 Ti in it, but I took it out so I could put it in my other system, which sits down there on the floor. I'm going to try to find some kind of inexpensive Radeon card for this system. I'm not sure what yet. But if I can get my original R9 back from my from the person who got my Studio XPS 7100, but I don't know. He's still using that card at the moment until he gets a. I think he was going to get a GTX 1070. I don't remember. Anyway, so when he gets a new video card, I'll get back my R9 like he promised me, which should be good because then I can pop it right back into the system. Does Windows 10 make you have a Microsoft account? No, you can do an offline account, just like what Steven said. They recommend that you do a Microsoft account, like I signed in with mine because I have one, and I have some paid apps on the Microsoft Store that I actually use. Like, for example, Paint.net went to the Windows Store, and I have a paid license of that, so I use that. But otherwise, yeah, you don't need to have a Microsoft account to use Windows 10. It's optional, they recommend it, they heavily enforce it, but you don't need it, so that's what's nice. And the same thing goes for Windows 8 as well. They just really heavily enforce it on Windows 8, even more so than Windows 10. Yet they got more flack on Windows 10 for less enforcement of the Microsoft account, which is kind of funny. But anyway, so we'll go and let all this stuff download here. And then I suppose we'll probably go get, while I was doing that, well actually, we'll get Firefox Quantum, because I usually run Firefox as my main web browser. It just runs a lot better on older systems or slower systems than Google Chrome does, because Google Chrome is just a bloated mess. So I love to run Firefox Quantum, because it's just a way more efficient browser nowadays. And if I had my way with Edge, I'd definitely do that, but Edge is not perfect, as we all know. Of course, the video card driver doesn't support transparency yet, because this is just the basic driver, so it's not going to really look that good, but go ahead and run. And there we go. I gotta end one drive, because otherwise it's going to start running in the background. Well, I used to use Chrome, but when it starts using more than, like, what? Oh, God. 1 gig of RAM with only a couple of tabs open, then that's when you start to draw the line. Because that's just ridiculous. That's why I went to Firefox, because I noticed that was happening. I only had, like, a couple of tabs open, and Chrome had, like, a gig of RAM open, or gig of RAM being used. And I didn't even have that many extensions on Chrome. I only had, like, AdBlock Plus and Avast and a couple others, and that was it. So I don't know why it was using 1 gig of RAM with just a YouTube video open and just a couple other tabs of very lightweight website. Firefox uses a hell of a lot less RAM, and it gets updated more frequently than Chrome does, with security updates at the very least. So, and honestly, the performance difference between Firefox and Chrome anymore is negligible. Sure, the startup time takes a little bit longer on Firefox. It always has and always will, comparative to Chrome. But in-app browsing performance is negligible. So I really couldn't care less. I'll take less memory usage over maybe like what, a 2% performance improvement or something. I don't know. Anyway. Plus, this has its own syncing feature, so you can sync your passwords and all that stuff, so it's easy enough to do if you know how to set that stuff up, which I certainly have. And I usually take out those blank spaces because they're dumb, and I put the options button up there on the bar because I usually like to do that. And then I enable the dark theme because I really like the dark theme, and that's my Firefox setup. Simple as that. So yeah, there's Firefox done. Yeah, even with no video driver, this thing is still very, very responsive. I mean, it's insane, the responsiveness from this computer. It's just crazy. And this thing only has ECC DDR2 RAM, which is a lot slower than what you would expect. And this thing is just still hauling. It still runs surprisingly well after all these years. And I hope it never changes, at least not too much, within the next coming Windows 10 releases, because this thing, it keeps going. This thing is just a bulletproof system. It really is. It probably is quite literally, because this thing has got some thick steel casing. Very well made computer. I might actually consider at some point in the future, if it doesn't cost too much money, which I don't think I'm going to do it right away, but eventually in the future, I'd like to put in at least a 16 gig RAM upgrade into the system. If not, I'm going to max it out at 32 gigs of ECC DDR2 667, because this thing actually has quad channel RAM as far as I know. I think it has quad channel DDR2. So that might also be why this, yes, I know I need to restart because the video card, I know that. But, whatever. But yeah, quad channel DDR2, maybe that's why it's so responsive, I don't know. But it just keeps going and going, and this thing is just a wonderful machine to use even today. And I suppose it could probably also benefit from a solid-state drive, but I only have one. And the one solid-state drive I do own is in the MacBook, so I would say 2, because I do have this old drive lying around, this old Western Digital black square dual drive. But this thing's toast. The mechanical portion of this drive is totally dead. The SSD portion of it still works, of course, but the hard drive is dead. It's just totally dead. So whenever it tries to access the drive, it causes all sorts of hell to break loose within the system bus, and it just makes everything really terrible. So that drive's toast. It wasn't even that cheap of a drive. It was like $200 back when I bought it, back 2015, I think is when I bought that drive, because I was having some serious problems with my hard drive in my Lenovo G780. It was just extremely slow. It kept unmounting. It just acted funny. So I got that dual drive, and holy man, it made a world of difference with Windows 8. Oh my god, it started up way quicker. But then the mechanical drive died after a little while. I couldn't tell you why. Very annoying, but it is what it is. So hopefully within any moment now we should be able to restart. I know these updates take a while, but then again, it's just a one cumulative update, so I suppose in the meantime we'll go check out the Windows store here. I'd say this thing is just as responsive, probably a little slower, but just as responsive as my FX8350 rig. It just runs really well. I suppose I should probably go into setting. That's not the right menu. Downloads and updates. There we go. And update the store. All this out-of-box stuff you have to do to get Windows up to date. It's very annoying. What happened to your HP printer that's set next to the desk? Oh, that's over there. It's gonna go outside because I can't afford $70 in ink for that thing. Hence why it got replaced by the Brother laser printer there. Okay, there's 1,000 different updates to do, and every one of them is gonna stop for the moment because I need to update the store. I don't understand why Microsoft insists on you having mobile plans on a machine that's physically hardwired to the network, and it's not even a laptop, so I don't understand why that's the case. It just makes no sense. But it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. The store is just so slow. Anyway, I'll just close it out for now. Go back into settings here. What I was going to do, actually, I'm going to grab my flash drive here. I was going to copy over my licensed copy of VMware Workstation Pro 14, and I was going to give it a go on this system. Yeah, HP, they make some really good printers, and they print some damn nice photos, but their ink is expensive. Like I said, it's like $70 in ink for my Photosmart Plus B210. It's really expensive ink. My god, it makes some good pictures though when it works. It makes some really, really good pictures. But, yeah. Should have gone with a Lexmark. Oh god. Well, you can't beat $5 at a thrift store. Not much I can tell you. Can't beat $5. So, yeah. It is what it is. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and copy over Workstation Pro 14. I'm just going to go ahead and do that because it'll just be easier that way. Actually, that folder doesn't need to be on my computer anymore. You know, actually, now I'm wondering how well. I should install PCSX2 on that system and see how it all works. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put on EPSXE and give that a shot. Not used HP, only used Canon 3-1 printers. They are good. Buy the inks and value packs, saves a lot. Does Canon laptop count? No, I'm just kidding. Canon printers are very nice. I've used some Canon printers, and they're wonderful printers. Very nice. But I only ever used them in school. There's nothing else interesting to chat. Anyway, alright, so now we gotta wait on Workstation Pro 14 to copy over here. And then I think we'll give server 2016 a go. I'll have to grab another. Wait, how much free space is on this flash drive? Actually, I should probably check that because server 2016's installer is like 7 gigs for an ISO, which is abnormally large, at least the one I have. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just copy over Windows Vista. Anyway, should have enough space though to copy that over. My intention was I was going to have server 2016 running on the HP. Now it runs a server, and it'd be a lot quieter than running my other system here. And then I could just have that to do whatever, I guess. I don't know. Dink around with Windows Server, get some experience before I actually put on actual hardware. I don't know. Right now it's installing the 2018 June cumulative update, so that's good. Gets that out of the way. Let's see. Well, I'm going to select the EPSXE folder, and I'm going to also move that over to the USB stick here. It's got like 3.73 gigabytes worth of files, including some games that I've got on there. Some .bin files, so it's going to take a while. If the computer dies, you can restore all the parts. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That thing is dirt cheap to work on. Everything's just old, so you can find parts of those things easily. Downloaded Windows updates all the time. Not if you already installed all the Windows updates. That's the catch. See, if you didn't worry about Windows updates when you first installed it, then of course you had a lot of updates you had to worry about. But honestly, for me, Windows 7 was the worst one, because Windows 7, my God, 7 just kept breaking all the time. Like, I've constantly had issues with Windows 7 where it breaks Windows Update. It is what it is. I mean, they fixed it a long time ago, but it used to be back in 2012 where you install Windows 7 and half the time Windows Update just broke, and you'd have to actually full reinstall the operating system because Windows Update just kept breaking, and you couldn't fix it. Or at least that was the case with me. I don't know why, but it was. Yeah, it seems like every major release of Windows just has Windows Update problems. It's just the way that it is. Doesn't matter what you run. It's just on a scenario-by-scenario basis on how those issues come up. It's just magic. But anyway. I don't know, I guess if I could say that I had one really big problem with Windows updates, it was actually 8.0. Windows 8.0 just was terrible. But 8.1 wasn't all that bad. Windows Vista was built for gaming. Well, we all know that Vista doesn't do that good of gaming, or the gaming comparative to Windows 7 or Windows 10, or even Windows XP for that matter, for DirectX 9 games. Vista just, no. I don't know. I've contemplated actually putting that computer back on XP, the Vista build, but it's already got my licensed copy of Vista Ultimate on it, so I'm not going to. But I thought about it. Certainly possible. Anyway, and I think with the VMware test, I'm going to copy over my Windows XP professional virtual machine onto the USB stick as well. So I'm going to wait for all my... That's still installing. Wait for all my ISOs to copy over here for EPSXE. So I'm going to give it a go on that system. You can see all my Windows virtual machines there, including everybody's favorite operating system, Windows Millennium Edition. So everybody's favorite. I love how Patrick's just like, you need to stop being in the chat. Well, no. What if I want to be in the chat? You can't tell me what to do on my own server, boy. Anyway. Almost done. And any second now. Any second now. Any second now, you can give me the restart now button. Hello, Mason. Good to see you here. Just waiting on the good old cumulative update here to finish up, and then we'll get right into it. Oh, I should also do this while I'm at it. Grab my Xbox controller. If I'm going to be playing some EPSXE, I might as well grab my Xbox controller and use it. I just gotta grab my USB cable here and plug it in. And then we'll let that install and do its thing. Yeah, Windows ME is way better for USB support. As long as you can patch Windows Millennium Edition's problems, that's as much as I can say. Although, honestly, if you get it on the right system, it's actually really surprisingly stable, I have to say. Like, my Pavilion N5290 laptop, when it runs Windows Millennium Edition, it runs very well. It runs just about as well as Windows 98 SE does. Like, USB support is spot on. The stability is there. It runs pretty well. And actually, sweet. We're good to go on the controller side. Now, give me my restart. Now, there we go. All right, restart now. And now we gotta wait for this, because this has to configure updates, and we all know how long Windows 10 takes to configure updates, so we're gonna be right back on that. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh no, the pineapple's back. Yeah, boy. Oh, goodness. My phone is getting like super duper hot as always, because it's like hot in this room. Okay, we're about 47% done with the file copy process. I'm actually thinking, we'll go another flash drive here. I'll copy my Windows XP VM over on another USB stick here, so, and that. And then, let's see here. Is this FAT32? It's NTFS, okay, cool. Alright, so delete everything in that USB stick. And then just paste the XP virtual machine folder in there. There we go, okay. I'll put this thing to work here. So this has all my PlayStation stuff on it, and the VMware installer, and then this has got my Windows XP virtual machine, which we're going to use for testing. Put Windows XP startup on Windows 10. I have to figure out how you change that. I've never actually done it. I'd like to, but as far as I know, you can't. At least not easily. Well, I suppose if anything, excuse me, I could put on the Ubuntu startup sound. The original Ubuntu startup sound, which I honestly think is much better than all the rest of them. Ah, that's loud. I like that sound. No, it's not that easy though, because if you go into Control Panel, oops, now I'm really doing stuff here. Control, because even if you go into the Control Panel, you still can't change the sound effect because it's simply not there. Trust me. If I go under Sounds, scroll all the way down to Windows, you see there's no log on sound, there's no log off sound, there's no startup sound, there's nothing. And then their exit windows, there's nothing there because they took it out. It just simply doesn't exist anymore. It's never been in there. Anyway, this is done, and the graphics driver works, and it's now much smoother. Way smoother. Alrighty, and just like that, we should be now up to date. Alright, and there we go. Just like that. It's probably going to take a second or two to log in there. But, come back over here. Surprised that the hard drive light's not on full time. I guess it's just because it's writing to two separate USB sticks. I don't know. Gee, calm it down there, floppy drive. Good God. Just brrr. Your freaking AK-47 in there. Freaking floppy drive. Anyway. You need some better lighting in here, honestly. We'll just use the iTunes window to kind of brighten me up here a little bit. Otherwise I look like I'm like blue in the face. That's much better. Let's see here. Can we put that window over there on that side? Yeah, there we go. Now I don't look so dang blue. I'm blue. Da-ba-dee da-ba-da, da-ba-dee da-ba-da, da-ba-dee da-ba-da, da-ba-dee da-ba-da, da-ba-dee da-ba-da, da-ba-dee da-ba-da, da-ba-dee da-ba-da. Okay, back around. So our first flash drive is about done here. About a minute and a half, and then this one's going to be a little while longer. Because, of course, it's just one great big virtual disk, so it's going to take a little bit to copy over, but should be done here shortly. By no means is this thing a fast computer. It doesn't even have that good a flash drive support in there. Because it takes so long to write to these flash memory chips. Anyway. Alright, so let's see here. I got the 3D Vision photo viewer on there that this driver on this card supports, or installs at the very least. And it's downloading a bunch of crap I don't want because Windows 10. Uninstall. 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 Whoops. Well, wait for those to install and then I'll install those. Unpin. Uninstall. Don't use OneNote at the moment, so uninstall. Unpin Minecraft. Uninstall Solitaire Collection. Unpin Paint. Then you can uninstall Disney Magic Kingdoms. Then we can unpin or uninstall the Bubble Witch Saga. Then we can uninstall Candy Crush Soda Saga. And there we go! Now I actually have a working computer instead of one that's filled with a bunch of crap that Microsoft insists on me playing, which I'm never going to play. At least on the Windows Store. There, enough said. Yeah, there we go. Now the effects are working with the transparency. That's much better. I think this is a 512 meg graphics card, if I remember correctly. Although, of course, in Windows 10, they make it such a fun job to try to find the properties. Yeah. 512 megs of graphics memory. Well, I just uninstall the programs and then they leave you alone. Because after you uninstall them, they never come back. And then you're good to go. So, I think we're going to have a bunch of lovely updates in here. So we're going to just XX and then XX. And then we'll let news update there. So while that does its thing, my first flash drive is done. So let's eject that. Oh, excuse me. Alright. So this is the first flash drive. And then we go and plug it in. I want to open folder. And then paste that on the desktop. Oh, wow. That is just hauling. It's probably right at the limit of the flash memory chip on this thing. That's a very fast flash drive. It's also USB 3.0, so when you plug it into a USB 3.0 port, it goes like 60 megabits per second reading, which is just insane. Yeah, Internet Explorer is a pretty solid replacement for Firefox or whatever, but for what I do, Edge works well enough. Okay, then EPSXE can go in the Documents folder. And then we can get to installing Workstation 14. So, let that launch. Alright. I gotta rearrange my windows here. And now we wait. No, OneDrive, get out of here. I don't want OneDrive. Shut up. We're just going to go turn that off. So if I want OneDrive, I'll go look at it myself in the web browser, not in my Windows Explorer. Enough said. So the last time I had OneDrive sync, it fucked my whole computer install up, and I had to reinstall Windows altogether from scratch. It was not fun. So OneDrive can turn off. Hey, don't feel bad. For work, I'm required to use Internet Explorer. I cannot use anything other than Internet Explorer at work. And Internet Explorer really isn't all that bad. So, honestly, it's really not as bad as it seems. It is a little slow, but hey, it's not all that bad. But the reason why we have to use Internet Explorer is because a lot of the web apps we use require ActiveX, which requires Internet Explorer. So, yeah. So even in Windows 10, I still have to use Internet Explorer at work. So, trust me, it really isn't all that bad. I have Chrome installed on there, which I was allowed to install, but I'm required to use Internet Explorer for everything I do, because Chrome is not compatible. As funny as that sounds, and as amazing as it is, no other web browser besides Internet Explorer is compatible with the internet sites we have, so gotta use IE. But it is what it is. It works well enough. Well, the reason why I think it's slow is because I'm using a Kaby Lake i7 for work, and Internet Explorer is just significantly slower than Chrome. Launch time is about the same, but web browsing itself is definitely very slow. Especially CNN. Oh my god, is it slow on CNN. It takes several seconds just to scroll. And even then, it just like ramps up the CPU fan to like 100%. Although, CNN's just a bloated website in general, so I can't really blame Internet Explorer. It's not its fault. Alright, license. I want my license in there, so copy, and I gotta paste. And there we go. And now I gotta restart because I installed the enhanced keyboard driver, which Windows XP uses. Oh, and then I gotta wait for this to finish copying over, which is still going. Suppose I could actually try, probably try, just port an OBS on the thing. I don't know about that. Using Internet Explorer for a long time. Honestly, Edge is not bad. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, some things are a little bit sluggish with Edge, it's really not that bad. In fact, it's actually much better on battery life than Firefox is. So, anyway. I just use a Mac as my main computer. Yeah, I try to, but I have to use the MacBook. Not very good. So I'm pretty much forced to use Windows as my main machine unless I'm video editing, because otherwise it's just too slow to use. At least reasonably. Well, I got a 2014 Mac. Well, hey, you never know. If I save up enough money and give it enough time, I might actually get a 2017 Mac. The likeliness is very slim, but never know. Right now, I'm probably going to start saving up some money while I'm working, if I can, and then the money that I save is going to go toward... Alright, well anyway, this thing's rebooted. This thing is much faster already compared to my main system, and that's just saying something. Okay, so I can go and delete that folder, and then we can go and open up VMware. Alrighty, and we are ready to roll. Okay, so we can go and create a virtual machine if we want to, but I'm not going to yet, so I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. Ooh, software updates, yes, go ahead and download those, because those are kind of needed. Especially considering the fact that that's what my current system is running, I should probably install those. So while it does that, we're going to go in here, and we're going to launch EPSXE, and we're going to see how well that works. So the fun part is I got to reconfigure this. And I got to set the controller to be X input. Alright, then you got to go into CPU overclocking and turn it to X1, otherwise it won't work. And let's see, video, full screen, 1440 by 900, 4x3, and run BIOS. Hey. I don't know what the deal is with the audio crackles, but hey, it works. That's awesome. Alright, so why don't you say we try to play a game on this here. Let's play Gran Turismo 2. And the controller should be working. So, I have this on Android as well. I don't have a really good Android anymore, but I do have it on Android. But the Windows version is ultimately the best one because it's the most configurable. But the Android one's not bad. This should be able to do PS2 games as well, given the right graphics card. I don't know. But anyway, I'm probably not going to be able to play this. It does require two hands, but whatever, I guess. I don't know. This does simulate a optical drive on a PlayStation, so it takes a while to load things, but it's what you'd expect. Apparently I only got second place in the Clubman Cup Rome circuit. That's interesting. Of course, this isn't going to be exactly the same because I'm not screen recording this or streaming it through OBS, but it is what it is. But oh yeah, this thing's going to do it just fine. Alright, whoops. Start race, automatic transmission, because I suck with one hand, and I don't remember what it said as the controls, so I know you're not going to be able to see it very well, but I don't have a phone tripod anymore, so it is what it is. Turn the volume up, please. I'll give her a go here. Oh yeah, perfect 60. know what that tapping noise is. That's really annoying though. Yeah, that tapping noise is really annoying. Oh, that was terrible. Oh well. Well, that was interesting. Ooh, blue. That's nice. The byproduct of emulation. Oh, there it goes. Anyway, let's see here. I have to always close it out and reopen it, otherwise it doesn't work again. Let's try Crash Bandicoot 2. I suppose that's another game I have. Try sitting on a chair, put your legs up to your chest, and put your phone in between your legs. No, because I still sit down here. And if it was down here, you can't see crap. God, that tapping noise is annoying. I don't know what's causing it. That's really annoying, though. Alright, skip that. I think I got an old save on here. I think, if I remember my memory cards correctly. I just copied and pasted everything. So let's see. I should have an old save on here. I don't. Huh. Well, that sucks. Alright. Well, let's just go ahead and hop right on in here. I guess we'll start a new game together. Hopefully without the irritating tapping noise, because that's really annoying. But I think it's inevitable. Kind of sucks. Okay. I suppose I could try to do here. Let's see. Can I set the spindle of CDs here and then have it set? And then maybe I can zoom into it. That works. And since it's there, I'm going to take this opportunity to plug my phone in. Of course, it's going to drag my phone across because it's just what this cable loves to do. Oh, there's VMware interrupting the scene. Yes, install. Yes. It's probably going to wreck everything. Alright, so I guess I can't. Unsupported CPU detected. Does it look like I care? I don't. Just do your thing. Let me play my game. What's my phone at for battery? 37? Yeah. Well, since I can in and keep it on the CD spindle at the same time, I guess we're gonna have to do it like this. Alright. Get out of here. Yeah, this thing's perfect for emulation. It just does such a good job. No screen tearing, there's nothing like that. Oh, whoops. There we go. Of course, this game is best played with the D-pad because the analog stick's too sensitive on this. Because this game was designed before the DualShock controller was a thing. Of course, I like this level. Except it takes an absolute eternity to do this. I'm going to turn the monitor a little bit. See if that makes it a little easier to see here. Oh, yeah, it kind of does. I don't know how going to the left shifts you off to the right, but whatever. Ah, hit the nitro. Oh well. We're just going to avoid those altogether up there. We're just going to skip along past the good old nitros here. And up we go, and up we go. Of course, I can't get up on those other ones as well. I'm by no means a Crash Bandicoot 2 expert. And of course, this block is crucial because you have to crush it, otherwise the hidden ones don't show up. Heck, this would just be fun to kick back and relax. A little bit of classic Crash Bandicoot here. I know a lot of people have the Insane trilogy, and I don't, but I think the originals are much better anyway. Oh, come on, I jumped on top of him. Whatever. Whoops. That was not smart at all. Good thing I hit the checkpoint. Bonus. See if I can get it here. There we go. Could have reached that box up there, but whatever. Oop. That didn't quite work out in my favor. Let's try that again. Oh. There we go. That was easy enough. Then the cutscene comes in.
Well, it isn't Crash Bandicoot. Well, I apologize.
My Skype's connected. You probably let that dismiss itself, actually.
Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors, through which door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me that crystal's flesh. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
Not really too interesting chat there, but I'll go ahead and save this real quick. Whoops. Okay. So we'll come back to that, because I need to update VMware. Of course, I shut down VMware first. And configure it. There we go. I suppose one thing I should try, because I got a feeding cable over here. Let's see if this one will work here without causing too many problems here. Let's see here. Oh yay, I actually got it to work without needing to freaking... Means I can turn my fan all the way back up here. Because I don't have to sit in front of the screen and I can have my fully fledged fan running here because it's hot in this room. Well, I suppose I could probably just turn my computer off here. Let's see, sleep. And I'll also exchange flash drives here. This would pop that into a virtual machines folder here. Paste it on in there, and now we wait. I think VMware's done. But of course I have to restart, so we're gonna say no, because we're gonna let that finish.
Well, if you do, you just have to...
And then hopefully we should just be able to set that up in VMware and just have it work.
And as much as I hate to say that, that's with our kids becoming adults, that's how it's gonna be now. I have to do that with mine, trying to schedule in, because they have a life of their own. So, just hey, if you've got some time on this time, can we do it on this time? And so. And there's a reason why you want it done yesterday. You asked for it 2 days before that, and it didn't get done.
This might take a bit.
Totally get that. I really, really do. Yeah.
Yes, just
Yeah.
think around with some magnets here. suppose one thing I could try doing just as a joke is trying GTA 4 on that video card. Even though it's a quad drone, it probably wouldn't work very well. Hey, it's still worth a shot. Never know.
Alrighty. Well.
That might be something that I could try in a later stream or whatever.
Me too. I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Okay, bye.
But probably won't make this too terribly long tonight because I gotta start getting ready for work here pretty quick. We're almost there. Alright, there's all that random gibberish that VMware needs, and there we're good. Okay. So now we can go ahead and restart. Yeah, I know. Don't put the magnets near your hard drives. Trust me, all my hard drives are far, far away from these. They're not even that strong to begin with, but all my hard drives that I care about are far away from these. Because they're outside. Haha. That's magic, huh? This thing takes a while to post. Whoops. There it goes. Takes a while to post because this is a Xeon Workstation, so it usually takes a while for the screen to come back on. Alrighty. And just like that, we're ready to roll. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and give good old VMware a go here. Okay. So let's see what we can do here. Create a new virtual machine. So we're going to go ahead and do a custom. It's made of VMware Workstation 14. Just do that for now. Or let's see, actually, hang on. No, it's open a virtual machine, not create a new one. What am I thinking? And there we go. There's Windows XP. Shared folders are disabled. Well, that's fine. Oh, yeah. See, this is what doesn't make sense. I gotta go ahead and turn this off real quick, because otherwise it won't boot. I/O memory management unit. Sure, why not install it? Oh my god, are you serious? What does it need to run an Intel processor? Intel VMX unrestricted guest features necessary to run this virtual machine on an Intel processor. CPU ID early power unfilled. Well, isn't that just funny? I guess I have to have some kind of specific old VMX thingamabobber in order to run this on an Intel machine because my main system is in AMD. VMware will never forget you for your difficulty of trying to get things working with copying and pasting. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, so I guess I can't run my Windows XP virtual machine because it expects me to have freaking that. Have I tried VirtualBox? Yes, I have tried VirtualBox before, but personally I use VMware because, of course, it's just much superior in compatibility. But for some reason, apparently because this was done on an AMD system and I'm running it on an Intel, all of a sudden it doesn't like to work. So, whatever, I guess. I'm gonna go turn off that memory management unit thingamabobber. I'm gonna see if... Whoops, if I don't hit cancel because this freaking mouse. Turn off. Okay. Turn it off, try it now. Nope, still doesn't work. That's probably a byproduct of running this on an AMD and not on an Intel system. So, oh well, it is what it is. I wonder what discs I have actually that I could potentially use. That's not it. I want something that I could demonstrate this with. I don't remember where all my discs went. Well, anyway. It's probably good enough for this video at the very least. It's worth a shot. So, alright. We'll just go ahead and remove that then, and then call it a day for that, I guess. I don't know. Okay, documents, virtual machines, delete Windows XP. And then we just delete that off the hard drive. And there we go. Simple as that. I don't even know what else I have to try out VMware with on this machine. I suppose it's probably going to be it, though, for this particular stream, because I don't have anything else to really talk about or do. And I got to start getting ready for work here pretty quick, so... suppose I'll probably just wrap her up and move on. So at least we got the xw6600 working. I'm not doing Cave Story. I know you're interested in Cave Story, but I'm not playing Cave Story. I already had that issue with the Linux thing last night, having to run this stupid thingamabobber that didn't work, and then of course Linux didn't want to work because it probably wasn't compatible. Because of course modern emulators. So, not doing that today. And besides, I don't think Cave Story really catch my interest anyway, so it is what it is. So, yep, that'll be it for now. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn the stream off, and I'm going to get to clean myself up for work tomorrow, and then I'll probably just chill out and finish my video I need to edit, and then get that rendering, and then I can go to bed. So, it is what it is. So, alrighty. I'll see you all later. Going down the stream now.